Hey guys, Ink Artist here today.
Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon to stay notified.
Hey guys, it's the Ink Artist. Welcome back to my channel. I was originally going to make this video into another type of painting process video, but unfortunately, screen recorded material became corrupted, and so a lot of the methods I used to render the artworks later weren't captured. So in today's video, I'm talking about how my art journey transitioned from traditional art to more digital art. My art journey really started with pencils and scribbles, like a lot of people, but even then, I was thinking of ways to draw realistically. Around 2005, when I was 4 years old, I started listening to a famous singer named Lenny LeBlanc. His songs would be played all the time at my house, and I would just draw pictures of him singing with other band members and interacting with the crowd. What's cool is that one day he heard that I was drawing pictures of him, and he invited me to speak with him live on the radio. I can't really remember what we talked about, but it was just cool to be able to meet someone I admired. So Lenny, if you ever watch this video, I want to say I love your work, and I really appreciate you talking to me on the radio at that time, and I would love to meet you in real life. Anyway, back to the main story. I just kept on doing that sort of a thing all the way until 2008 when I moved to Australia. From there, my artworks transitioned to creating fictional characters from people I met, watched X-Men, Fantastic Four, other Marvel movies that came out around that period. So I was already using these characters as references and reimagining my friends as superheroes with powers. I started using colored pencils. And used them to make shadows, and sometimes only using colored pencils themselves for the ability that they were holding in their hands or feet, such as fire or light. From 2011, I began using a lot less references and tried to create characters based off of my own imagination and attempted creating my own abilities as well. The drawings didn't really look all that great and appealing compared to now, but especially since I was drawing characters with 3 fingers and the body composition was just off. But what made them memorable to me was the fact that I had given them backstories. I really started to give proper form and lighting to my characters in 2013 when I got a Nexus tablet as a Christmas gift in December of that year. So I began searching up superheroes like Thor, Captain America, and even villains like Thanos and Galactus, and I would copy their poses and the general look of the character, but I would then change the facial expression to the design of their clothing and so on. I would in essence try to model my characters like them, and that's a great thing. I think using references, getting inspiration should be celebrated and not looked down upon. There's a line to it though that shouldn't be crossed, which I did, and that's straight up copying. You've all heard of the Matrix, yeah? I created a character called Natrix with the N, and the name didn't have new meaning to it. I just wanted something that sounds cool. He had a Spider-Man and Peter Parker vibe where he was a high school kid, but would wear his suit by pressing a button whenever there was crime. His powers, lightning, manipulation, and generation, flight, and super sense. But my characters just felt like knockoffs of already popular characters, so I'm glad I did not put them out online. But with my characters, I was trying to create my own little Marvel DC universe all by myself. I was just working on a character at a time. But someday, maybe in the future, I'll partner with someone and start creating comics with them. 2014, I ventured into the more anime side of things because of an assignment that my class was given. We basically had to create a 20-page story about a fictional character who was a samurai who learnt the Bushido code. I ended up with an E- because instead of creating 20 pages, I tried to make a full-length graphic novel volume, at least 200 pages. And I spent all those weeks penning and writing text in bubbles instead of actually making the story, that flows well and actually drawing the characters in each of the panels. I couldn't believe it. The one assignment, if at all, that was made just for me, I failed. Wow. Anyways, that assignment and being shown the Naruto Storm 2 video game in December by my brother in the store really kickstarted my interest in anime. And anime in turn fueled the kind of art style that I would later express my artworks in the following years. In 2015, I made a lot of fan art and even created a story idea and a first chapter for a manga I had started, which was about war and peace between 7 islands. The main characters took heavy inspiration from Naruto, and the power systems were very similar, but I managed to be a bit more original about it. I got Copic markers in that year, as well as a bigger sketchbook to emulate the painting styles of the manga volumes I got that year. They used a lot of alcohol-based markers and fountain pens. I entered an art competition that year at my school and came second. And I used my character, Ryu, who was just eating noodles. From there till about 2019, I just drew my characters, more fan art, and tried to improve them. In that year, I entered college and my course required me to use Photoshop as well as have a Wacom tablet. I always kind of wanted to get into digital art a little before starting this course anyway, but starting it really pushed me into the digital art direction. I did have Clip Studio Paint ever since 2016 when it was called Manga Studio 5, but without a tablet I was just editing anime game visuals and crappy line art with a mouse. It was good to still test the waters of the program. Our animation class used Photoshop and Wacom to create simple 2D animations. I didn't really use Photoshop in that year for anything other than that. Last year, I didn't get back into digital art until early December, where I speed painted Jesus Christ and began creating my first YouTube video. And from there, most of my art has been digital painting. I like digital painting a lot more than traditional painting because of the efficiency of storing files, fixing mistakes, and the versatility of programs being cross-compatible, such as PSD file types being on CSP as well as Paint Tool SCI and Procreate. It's a medium I'll keep using for the longest time. Thanks again for watching, guys. As always, my newest posts are available on my Insta at InkArtist and also on my Twitter at InkArtist. Hope you enjoyed my art journey, and I'll see you all in the next one.